All right.
Sick.
Whenever you're ready.
Hello, soldier. This episode of Full Slice. I'm just kidding. Maggots. This episode of Full Slice Podcast is brought to you by Redacted Hot Sauce Co. Explore Redacted Hot Sauce Co., a veteran-owned brand delivering bold, handcrafted hot sauces made with premium ingredients and unforgettable flavors. While you're trying Redacted, don't miss their standard issue, a cayenne pepper and red habanero sauce, perfect for wings, chicken, fish, and whatever the hell else you put hot sauce on, and you want to up your game, increase your rank, and get to a higher class with Redacted Hot Sauce Co., Tampa Bay, Florida. Holding down the throttle, holding the hot sauce bottle.
Listen to what he has to say. Full
Yeah, man.
Slice Podcast.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
hey, what was that move? Do that again.
What?
You flipped it. Yeah, you did. Ah, that was nice. Very
Nice.
smooth. Full Slice Podcast. Thank you for joining
Redacted
us.
Hot Sauce Co. Hitting us up for this episode. They're out of Tampa Bay, Florida. They're actually coming up for the upcoming Philadelphia Hot Sauce Festival, which will be at Neshaminy Creek Brewing, March 29th and 30th.
If you don't wrap this up, I'm going to kill you.
Okay.
All right. No, sorry. That was just my horrible way of transitioning.
No, they're great guys.
To
Check them
our
out.
topic for today. I'm
Murder.
still working on it.
Now on to our
Murders.
next topic, death.
Today's episode, we're going to be diving deep into a lot of the most notorious criminal
Crimes,
murders of the 80s, 90s, 2000s.
Most notable cases,
Most
I'd say.
notable cases, the things that just like were always in front of the headlines, things you may have forgotten about.
Yeah.
True crime
Or
is
have-
huge right now.
Yeah.
Imagine if it was huge back then. That's what we're doing now.
Yeah.
Be happening live.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
I didn't hear what you said.
Would it be
Sorry.
alive?
He said, imagine if it was happening back then. It'd be live then if we were listening to it.
Yeah.
That's true.
The
But I
most
mean, like,
notable case, what comes to mind when you think of the 90s?
90s?
OJ.
Yep.
Yeah, OJ for sure, or the Oklahoma City.
Yeah. Timothy McVeigh. I remember that. I remember our mom, when something was crazy happening on in the news, she would always have it on in the background. And like there'd be like a specific part of it she wanted to hear. And we'd be talking. She'd be like, shh. Remember?
Oh, I hated that.
But like, yeah, I mean, recently there was a crime that happened in my area where there's a convict escaped, and that was all it was. It was like I came downstairs and my wife was like, "Shut, I'm listening."
Oh my God! Yeah,
Danilo.
Anthony Calcave or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, Danilo
Cavalcante.
Yeah.
He escaped. That was national attention. Is what
Yeah.
that was national news.
That was in our backyard.
The guy spider crawled up the hill.
They
up,
caught
up
him
the
in an
hallway,
Eagles hoodie.
up the hallway, and he was gone for like how long?
Days.
Like a week almost.
Days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a week or so, and they found him under a pile of wood in an Eagles jersey.
Yeah.
Dude was on a mission. He was on his way. He did pretty
Philly
good.
embraced that. They're like, look at him, go Birds. Like he's like,
They
Oh
would
my God.
play his mom in Spanish on a helicopter, pleading for him to turn himself in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Can you
that's crazy.
imagine?
because, dude, they said how dangerous he was. If it was the right circumstances, he probably would have been killed if he didn't like if he
Turn
reacted
himself
the
in.
right way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
calmly.
if the cops were coming after him and he came after them, they have to use deadly
Sure.
force.
After
the mom
all
didn't want him to
yeah.
die.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So that was a crazy one happening
Yeah.
on you. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Crime's
trying to-
big.
something else from the 90s that was big. I don't know.
I always just think what I know we mentioned OJ, but I always go back
John
to
Bonet.
OJ.
That's the other one that comes to mind.
OJ, the Nicole Brown Simpson is his wife that he killed, but I think oftentimes that overshadows the fact that he killed her boyfriend too.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Great crime. But he killed both of them. In that case, if you look at it, it's funny because he got
Did he get off?
he got off on
Yeah.
it, but he was found guilty on like a civil case.
Yeah.
So he literally has to give all of his proceeds to the Goldman family.
Yeah.
So he found a loophole with like working with like an agent or something, and that guy paid all of his bills so that he didn't have to give the money. It was so fucked
Interesting.
up. It's you could spend days listening to that trial and how, dude, that was brutal. He cut their heads off, dude. It was like
Allegedly could have said
Allegedly.
so.
Allegedly.
Don't want any.
and then
Allegedly.
the fucking idiot comes out with a book called "If I Did It," how he
I
would
know.
actually do it.
Stupid.
What
So
a fucking
If I did it.
Rest in
just
peace.
capitalize it.
Honestly. Oh, wait. OJ died, right?
Yeah, he
died
did.
like
Yeah.
this or last year.
Dude, I had an autographed football O.J. Simpson and an
Yeah.
autographed jacket O.J. Simpson. I sold him like 2 years before he died.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck.
the Columbine.
Oh man, I remember learning about that in school.
Yeah.
Like I remember they made like a big assembly kind of thing, teaching kids about like the dangers of like mental health and things like that.
I remember
a
that
big
vividly.
thing. And man, did they make that? They made that seem like it was fresh. And that I had already. I was really low. What year did that happen?
1999.
There you go.
Okay, yeah. So I think maybe a year after that or so, they were showing it to us, and it was like, this is so serious.
13 people.
This is the worst thing that's ever happened in this country ever,
Dude, and they could have
And not
seen that a
it's
mile
bad, but-
away.
It was the first major school shooting.
And that's what I mean. Like, not to downplay it or anything, but I mean,
Besides Kent.
now today that would have just been another blip on the timeline.
Yeah,
There's too many of them.
There's too many on them.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
it's
Eric
crazy.
and Dylan, their names were those. That if you watch the footage, Eric and
the
Dylan,
kids that did it.
the tapes that they had and the clubs and the writings, it was just the parents dropped the ball.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those kids, if you spent 2 seconds talking to those kids, because they have the tapes of leading up to it,
Yeah.
they formed a club, what was called the Trench Coat Mafia.
Which is
And-
where all of the Matrix demonization came from.
Exactly.
Too, which we can get into, yeah.
Dude, you know what messed me up? Speaking of the Matrix
Oh.
real quick, I
Yeah.
didn't know that the directors of the Matrix,
Sisters?
They-
Wachowski sisters?
yeah, they were.
Yeah.
I was like, 2 chicks wrote the Matrix? Like,
Yeah,
threw
because
me
they
out,
were
like-
at the time it was the Wachowski brothers, and then one transitioned, and then the other one transitioned.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, 2 girls directed
Oh.
the Matrix?
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but like they got that movie got a lot of hate after the Columbine.
It came out very
happened.
shortly, within
And
2 years.
Oh, it
because-
came out after Columbine.
Well, yeah, the fashion that was in Matrix was like trench coats and
Oh,
glasses.
It
and,
yeah, they-
glorified the gory nature of a trench coat, and when somebody's wearing one, it's a bad
there's
thing.
like
They're
a
like,
gun inside.
No,
of
that's
it,
the
or-
example of sensitivity not yielding to sensitivity like they do, and then they do it now, and they're like, "Oh, pussy, why won't you show the Twin Towers anymore? Why'd you take it out?"
Yeah.
oh, somebody's
So
going to have
you
an
piss
issue that I
one
talked
off,
about
you
the
piss the
Wachowski
other off.
sisters. Everybody's
You
really
piss one
sensitive.
off, you piss the other off. Fuck 'em, you know?
People are going
It's
to
so
get pissed one way or
stupid.
another.
You watch that helicopter footage of those kids being rushed out of that school, it really hits you.
Oh yeah,
It's hard.
for
Our mom's
sure.
a teacher. Chrissy's a teacher. You know,
Yeah.
you have a teacher.
It pains me every time they like talk about like threats at school. It's like, knock it off.
Like, just fucking stop. Kill yourself. Why do you got to kill everyone else around
Tyler.
you? Just kill yourself.
Jesus Christ.
Honestly, though.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
see that footage of the kids coming out of the school, and
Or
it really just
don't
help.
kill yourself and own it.
Yeah, get
own
help.
your mistake.
Or the parents.
If you shoot somebody, don't kill yourself.
Yeah.
Live with the bed you lay in, bitch.
Yeah.
Little pussy bitch.
that fixed it.
He's being a little pussy. They're all little pussies. They shoot up everything
Well-
and they don't want to live with their consequences, so they shoot themselves.
Yeah.
Right, you're right.
Yeah.
100%
Don't do
right.
it. It
Except for
pisses
the-
me off.
The other one I remember is the Oklahoma City bombing.
What was that? I don't remember the
Timothy
details of that
McVeigh
one.
made a big bomb in a car with like a bunch of fertilizer and like blew up the big state building.
Yeah.
What state? An Oklahoma
It was
State
a
building?
It was an Oklahoma government
Was
building.
it around the time of the Olympics?
Yeah, it was 94, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
okay.
95.
Yeah. I
The
mean,
Olympics were the next
He
year.
killed 168 people.
That killed 168
19
people?
children.
100, yeah,
So
there
what
was a
did he do?
daycare
Where
in the
was the-
building.
So what, did he drive into like a garage under the building or something?
He made the van with I don't know if it was thermite or something or whatever. It was a fertilizer he used. It was a fertilizer that he built a bomb in the van, parked the van under the building, and then detonated.
You ever
the
seen
bomb.
Fight Club?
No.
Oh, all right. You ever seen the movie tropes where the bunch of barrels are in the back of a white van?
Sure.
And they're parking in a parking garage.
Same thing.
Same thing.
concept. Yeah.
Same thing. That's how the Trade Center one happened too.
Yeah, same thing. Parked the car under it and let it off.
Yeah, which I didn't know until this is how out of touch I am. Only a few years ago did I realize that there was another attack on the Trade Center before 9/11.
Well, people
Oh,
don't
yeah.
talk about that one because it wasn't
Yeah.
really major.
It was well, 10 people died, but it was also like 1993, so it was well
Sure.
before my time of comprehension.
Right,
but
right.
Yeah.
Still though,
I forgot about
kind
that.
of got overshadowed a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they did say there was a memorial made for that of the victims of 93 that was destroyed in 2001. So
Oh.
they just added their names to the
Oh.
reflecting pools or whatever those
Yeah.
pools are called there. They
Okay.
added them there in their own area.
I've never
but-
been there yet. I still
Me neither,
to this
and I
day.
want to go to the
Where?
museum too. The 9/11
the big-
memorial,
yeah.
I've been to it. It's wild.
the memorial and the
It's like
museum.
that big white room, right?
It's well, I didn't go to that.
I want to
thing.
see the museum where they have like the engines, the fire
Oh, I
engines.
didn't see
mean,
that, yeah.
and they have pieces of the buildings. They have people's badges.
We should
like,
take
they
a
have
trip
all
there
kinds of
together.
stuff
I would do
there.
that with you guys. That'd be cool to do.
It's something morbid I heard is there's a room there still of identified
Yikes.
parts.
There
That
is.
they're
Plane
still
parts or body parts?
body
Body
parts.
parts.
That they're still using forensic
Not on
data
display, right.
to identify so that
Interesting.
people, because people still have never been technically found.
Yeah.
And that's you know, and that's just like the horrors of these kinds of people. These people do these things, and this is what they want to do. Like that just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Clearly broken people.
Yeah.
Clearly broken people doing these kinds of things.
I'll tell you why, and I'll go off on this. I don't give a shit. Therapy is they act like it's such an approachable thing.
To go to get help.
It's approachable, but you have to have money and pay for it. I have full medical health care, and I still get bills. And I got a bill recently where all of my appointments from the last year, my healthcare company decided they're only going to pay for a certain part. So I get a bill for $1,600 for last year's therapy sessions that I thought were covered, but not my healthcare company. They changed how they did their billing and all that stuff. Great episode topic, billing of healthcare. But
exciting.
It wasn't really the healthcare. It was actually the providers. That
Luigi presence.
Luigi, yeah. Chill. And
but he's right over your shoulder.
What I'm getting at is that therapy is not as easily accessible as they make you think. It's not. It should be free. I think if you were psycho enough to do this stuff,
there are outlets in which that can be the case, just not your particular scenario.
I haven't found it easy
people
to...
are suffering from mental issues. I believe it's 988.
Oh, for the suicide hotline?
I think, or suicide or mental health.
999.
999. There's a few like that where you could just call emergency, get help.
Are you
That's
guys
the kind of
thinking
thing.
of 911?
No.
Oh, wow.
No, if you call 999, if you want to.
Okay.
Are you guys thinking of the not that well known 911?
I didn't know what you guys were thinking. I'm sorry. I tried to help.
No, but like you're right. It is.
It's my favorite number.
It's unfortunate that help is a little challenging to access. It's there, but there are some.
What else?
Gatekeeping.
There's a cool, not cool, actually. I got to try and change the way I talk in this episode because murder's not cool, guys.
Kids, do you hear me?
Murder.
You know
not
what's cool? Staying in
I was
school.
listening to an old interview with the cops that got Dahmer.
Yeah.
They were in their police car. It was like a cold night, whatever. They're just patrolling the town, and a naked African-American man in handcuffs runs up to the police car, and they're like, "Oh, fuck! Like, what? They're like, what? He's like, this guy, he's gonna kill me. You gotta help me, please help me." So they take the African American guy back to Dahmer's apartment. Yeah. Dahmer was always hammered. He was drunk every time, and they went to his apartment, and he said, "Oh, we were just playing around. Like, there's no threats or anything like that." And he's shuffling and cannot find the key. And the one cop said in the interview, he goes, "You guys wonder why he couldn't find the key? He never had to use it. He always cut their hand, like their body." So the one cop, one cop is with Dahmer shuffling and looking for the thing, and the other cop has the guy in handcuffs restraining him because they don't know what the hell is going on. So everybody's just chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
And the cop just opens the refrigerator. And there's a head. He goes, "Get him, cuff him, get him." They would have never, if that guy didn't get away.
Yeah.
So he would get drunk. He would try and perform lobotomies on these people.
He would put muriatic acid in their brain because essentially he would think that he would be able to put them back to life.
Make zombies out of them.
Muriatic acid is something that flows in your brain and also in batteries, I believe.
Okay.
Magnets.
Give me energy.
Yeah.
I love them.
But the two cops that did that interview, it was one of the most chilling yet... it made me think differently about police officers.
Why are we so fascinated by these morbid, horrible things? Morbid curiosity. Why is that so strong with all of us?
Does it give us a sense of safety because our lives aren't in that?
It's why I watch Hoarders.
Yeah.
I'm not fucked up. Yeah. My house is clean.
Yeah. I don't got anything.
600-pound, my 600-pound life? Not me.
Not me. Yeah.
I'm healthy. I'm going for another bowl of SpaghettiOs.
Is there a not me comfortability?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What's
a little
that
bit
mean?
of, my life isn't that bad.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Could be worse.
Yeah.
There's a different psychological fascination. I looked it up. It says understanding the minds of criminals and their motives can be incredibly intriguing. People are naturally curious about what drives someone to commit a crime and how they think, and that's where all these true crime shows show up. They want to dissect. They want to reconstruct this. They want to dissect. It's just what made this guy act that way? What happened? Yep. Did something happen, or were you born this way? Like little kids making cats fight and stuff, and then it turns into heads in freezers and so that must be. It's really fascinating for us to go back and try to figure that out. I guess
they say that a lot of these guys started off injuring animals.
Yes,
and they could tell. They said early in life, your remorse,
sympathy,
apathy, and remorse for injuring an animal can dictate your level of feelings for the world, like for other people.
Or not.
When I was a little kid, we had a tuna can lid. I just took a tuna can lid, and there was this little frog, and I rolled the tuna can lid, and it like cut off the frog's hand. That fucked me up. I felt so.
Oh yeah.
I like helped it.
Can
like,
never clap again.
I made sure I healed it. Like I went inside and got medicine and all this other shit, and I tried to like help this frog, and I cried for days. I never told anybody this.
Oh my God.
I to this day still feel like the biggest piece of shit for
Oh
me.
yeah.
I must have been 5 years old. I was probably Joey's age.
Yeah, and that shit sticks with you at that age. That is such an impressionable age.
But
man.
they said that Dahmer would like tie two cats' tails together and like throw them over a he was
throw
so
them over a
fucked up.
clothesline. Yeah.
And
stuff like
I
that.
like to do that to some of those people.
It's like you think about it. It's like is it that like maybe if you were to think about the brain, like our morbid curiosity, we're curious about this stuff. Like what? Like wow, I can't believe that someone would do that. I can't believe that somebody. Do you think like their morbid curiosity is so strong that these kind of things they do these things, or is it that their brain that stops them from doing these things? That part of their brain doesn't work, doesn't exist.
Yeah, exactly.
And their morbid curiosity is strong, and there's no filter.
Yeah,
right.
It's the filter part for sure. And like, do you remember Rotten.com?
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
You just literally watch people die.
Oh my!
I'm sorry,
god.
Unalive.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, I forgot about that site.
And like that.
God, that was a dark area of the internet, man.
Did not do any help to society.
No, did not.
See, the internet fucked up society in so many ways. Another thing that they said that people like about true crime is the adrenaline rush that you get from this kind of crazy scenarios.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Suspenseful thriller like horror, but it's real. A little bit higher level, I guess. Real life mystery, that's the real life part of it too. Human interest, crime stories. I'm broken.
The one that I think of that's recently came to light
broken.
Through Netflix. I think is it Netflix the one that they did the Menendez Brothers one?
Yeah, I think they did two. Like one was on Peacock, one was on.
That
they're in the
happened
news
here
now,
too.
right?
Yeah.
That was in Princeton.
They're working on getting them out, right?
Are they?
Yeah, I think so.
Because of the whole
situation.
Their dad was mean to them, but they fucking blew their brains out with a shotgun.
Yeah.
Okay, mean is a little bit of an under.
He was sexually abusive, or
yes,
yeah,
mean.
I didn't watch it.
I don't know anything about the case, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they sexually abused their children.
I didn't know.
So the children killed him.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah.
Oh, both of them.
Both the parents were killed by the kids.
When the kids got all the money from the parents dying, they got all that money. Like they did it for the insurance money. They bought and owned Chuck's Wings in Princeton.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, those wings are good, dude.
Oh.
Another one that I know that was crazy like that with the kids was the John Benet Ramsey one.
That's still, dude. There's new emerging things on that right now.
She was never found, right?
Never found.
What was it?
No, they found her in the basement.
The killer was never found.
Sorry,
Killer was
killer, yeah.
She was found in the basement, I think,
because they did a ransom note at first, right?
with a weird amount of money.
Yeah, an oddly disclosed amount of money. But they found it came out recently that the pair of underwear that they found by her was not her clothes. It belonged to a totally different person.
See, that's
$118,000.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's weird.
Yeah,
that's really weird. Okay, no, how about? Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. Phil Hartman.
Yeah, his wife killed him.
His wife shot him right
Yep.
in his sleep.
Mm-hmm.
That one.
Actor comedian Phil Hartman was a cast member of Saturday Night Live from '86 to '94.
He was in Jingle All the Way.
Yeah,
that's right. All these
cookies
are so good, right?
Yeah, his wife fucking murdered
Hartman
him.
married his third wife, Bryn, in 1987, and the couple had 2 children together. Bryn struggled with multiple substance use disorders for years, which put a strain on their marriage, and she also reportedly had anger issues, leading to many fights.
You don't say.
Including on one night, May 27th, 1998, in the early hours of May 28th.
Mom's birthday.
Yeah, she shot Hartman multiple times. Yeah, she shot Hartman multiple times in his sleep, then confessed to 2 friends before taking her own life.
Oh.
And then she shot herself.
You know who was good friends with Phil Hartman that still talks about it to this day? Joe Rogan.
Ah,
he was. They did a show, News Radio. I think Phil Hartman was on.
Oh yeah, that show's good.
It's a great show.
What show was it?
News Radio. It's about a radio station.
There's a lot of people on it.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember.
That was
I never heard of that.
If you pulled up the cast, I would say confidently that most of them are working still.
Yes.
Phil Hartman not working anymore. Maura Tierney, don't know. Oh, I've seen her face before.
Yeah.
Vicki Lewis, I've seen her before too.
Yep.
Andy Dick.
Yep. Andy Dick was on it. Yep.
Stephen Root is on Barry.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's the handler for
Yeah.
Barry.
Oh, yeah. I saw a couple episodes of that show.
One case that comes to mind that I wanted to share with you guys that I recently learned of, which I didn't know about, was the Green River Killer, Gary Ridgway.
Yes.
He
I don't know
killed
anything about that one.
dozens and dozens of women, just like, and they didn't solve him until like a decade later. So they got him on a couple of them, but he didn't like admit to anything, but he admitted enough to like get himself out of a death penalty. And the guy showed it. It was powerful when I discovered this. The guy showed very little remorse, like not very emotional. And then the father, like, you know how they let the victim's family say things during the sentencing?
Yeah.
Like, you're a monster. I hope
To
you
the
go
killer.
to jail. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And it's just like
weird that they do that.
He's like, all right, like,
shouldn't be allowed to do that.
okay,
for
I appreciate you saying what you're saying. It wasn't affecting him, and it was just pissing everybody off. Then one of the victim's fathers came up and said this.
Mr. Ridgway, there are people here that hate you. I'm not one of them. You've made it difficult to live up to
This music.
what I believe, and that is
Pause it.
what God said.
Why would you do that in the middle of this?
You make it difficult to live up to what I believe. That means that man stood to his standards even when somebody killed his own daughter.
To do, and that's to forgive. You are forgiven, sir.
This music is bullshit.
It is.
It's like,
Okay, so wait a minute.
Harry Potter.
For the audible people here,
The man said, you make it very difficult to live up to what I believe.
And how did
that
the
is
killer
to
react?
forgive. And he cried.
the killer cried.
He broke.
It broke him. He started crying and showing remorse because he was given forgiveness.
I was actually listening to a podcast this morning. They were talking about like contempt and resentment statistically has a negative effect on the longevity of your life. So if you live more like Robert Rule, I believe his name was.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll live longer.
Or a certain gentleman on a certain road that was so concerned about everybody's licensing and their garbage cans being in their street and instead
Holy
of in their
shit.
side of their house.
Who's this?
Oh my God,
somebody
dude.
that
we
Kyle
know.
knew.
Somebody that I knew. He spent his life like fucking terrorizing people, like making sure they got the right permits and you're on my yard and you're this
your
and that.
business was his business.
And he retired and died of a heart attack.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right after he retired.
He was never happy
Nope.
because he was always just looking for something to complain about.
There was a family, as far as I know, this is hearsay, there was a family down the street that moved in their elderly mother and they built a wheelchair ramp for her, and he called the police and said that it wasn't done by a licensed contractor, so the town had to come out and take down the wheelchair ramp. They had to take out a home equity loan and get a licensed contractor to come out and rebuild that ramp.
Yeah. Hey, Robert Rule, I'm sorry. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Why don't we go take a break right now, and when we come back, we'll do the rest of Kyle's list here of some of the most notable and dark deeds of the years gone by.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Full Size Podcast. Hang on.
Right on.
Full size. It's Full Size Podcast. Full size. It's Full Size Podcast.
Hey, it's Bob Camp, co-creator of Ren and Stimpy, and you're listening to Full Slice Podcast. So get ready.
We all pee in the shower sometimes. Oh, sorry. Hey,
Full
Full Size
I
Podcast.
do.
Sorry.
If you say you don't, you're lying.
Of course.
That's what pee in the shower.
I don't poop in the shower.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't fit through the
It's hard.
the thing. You have,
gotta
to,
use
you
your
have to
feet.
step on it, and I'm not.
I guess at a certain
Full
age
Size
it would work.
Podcast. Welcome back.
Every crap's an emergency and it looks like a shrimp
So
basket.
we were talking about murders and things like that. So we are going. I think you have a couple
Yeah,
more on
we
your
got a
list.
couple more. One big one and a couple ones we just want to notable mentions.
And we're
feel
gonna try
like-
one more thing to kind of try to balance this back out a
Absolutely.
little bit with some goofiness at the end. We're gonna see about maybe making this a new segment. So we're gonna test it out.
So,
We were getting into some notable crimes and murders and serial killers of the 90s, and I find like I'll pick an afternoon at work and just be like, you know what, I'm going to listen to crime stuff. Like there's so many weird cases where people like guy kills another guy because he stole an alligator tag that he was using to hunt alligator. Like he hunted him, you know what I mean? Like weird things. And I fell into this story, which you may have heard of. It was the dating game killer.
no.
Oh yeah,
You ever Rodney Alcala? Dude.
you brought that up on the podcast years ago, and I learned
it was
from that.
fascinating. I revisited because there was more new
Yeah,
evidence.
yeah.
They found a storage locker with like a whole bunch of photos. This guy you watch the dating show and you're looking at him like, oh, before you even know he's a murderer, you know that this
guy's
dude's
creepy.
fucked up. His name was Rodney Alcala. He looked almost like Weird Al Yankovic, but with like gray hair, like gray curly hair.
So Weird Al now.
Dumbledore and
yeah, for sure.
Now. Better example.
Little Gandalf in the So he was an amateur photographer, and he went on the dating game and said that he liked to travel and take pictures and everything. And the girl that was on the show, he won. She picked him.
Wow.
And they let you meet and mingle behind the scenes at the studio. And she told the producer of the show, something's not right with him. Uh-oh. I don't feel comfortable. And they didn't go on the date. And that never happened on the dating show. They always went on the date.
Wow.
She's like, I refuse to. Something's not right here. Yeah. And it triggered this thing. And it turns out he would disembody these people, kill these women, and take pictures of them. And he had Polaroid copies of all of his photos.
Yikes.
And they kept it in a storage locker, and they found him.
Oh.
So I think it was like it was like 100 or like a big case.
Yeah.
The total number is still unknown.
Huh.
He recently died, but what you really get a chilling feeling is watching him on the game show where they're like, if you could be any fruit or vegetable, what would you be? He's like, a banana. She's like, what would you say? He's like, peel me. Like, weird. She's like, oh. They would do funny things on the dating show, and he had to pretend to be this like dirty old man, and it was just like,
yikes.
Whoa, like what the fuck you're watching? Like, Jesus.
Yeah, especially with the hindsight you have in it, you could see the creepiness in it. Otherwise, before it was just awkward.
Watch
the sheep costumes coming off.
Yeah,
I
for
heard
real.
it briefly discussed on an old Opie and Anthony, and they said to look into it, and I did, and I was like, holy shit, it was very wild. Like, that woman would have been his next victim.
Yeah.
Sure.
They caught him right after that. She would have been her, and it like fucked her up. Like, she's like all messed up from it and everything like that. But it goes to show you, the police actually do a lot of good things. The detectives and the crime units and stuff, they do things. They have access to things that we couldn't even fathom. So imagine if we didn't have that, like how many cold cases there would still be.
But they're still uncovering new evidence
of all of these things. Yeah, if they don't know if they don't know the exact amount of people killed, and there's still missing persons and still DNA matched evidence, they can't close the case.
Yeah. How about the guy, the Gilgo Beach murders guy?
Yes.
There's like new cases that he's being tied to now because of the new advancements in DNA technology or whatever.
Dude, DNA changed everything. Murderers were fucked after DNA happened.
Not murders, but like with the advent of LIDAR and all of that stuff with archaeologists finding like secret civilizations.
Well, even carbon dating too. That just changed the game.
I feel like there's going to be like scans with new types of technology. Be like, oh, look, a body.
Yeah, I think that would be able to see. Yeah, because it's literally on the verge of X-ray specs.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like bone matching. They could see.
It's like sonar, but like layered or some shit. It's crazy.
Oh, Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah, up there he is, right there. Oh my God, what's all that in the fridge? That's not SpaghettiOs.
What's for dinner, Mom?
Yeah,
they always said Jimmy Hoffa was buried under MetLife Stadium or the Vet, or one of the stadiums, big stadiums.
Really?
There's a lot of people that disappear. There was a firefighter, just not to go off on a tangent. There was a firefighter in, I think it was in L.A. in the 70s. He was like the fucking fire marshal and like the chief of like all of like. I don't think it's L.A. I'm not 100% sure, but it was a huge major city. All he was doing was selling coke and marijuana outside of the fire departments. Got caught, vanished. He got convicted, vanished. No one's seen him since 76.
Wow.
No idea where he is.
That's crazy. How do you do that, man?
There's people that disappear when they get convicted. You have a couple days before you have to show up to jail. They're gone.
Yeah. That's wild.
They found a guy in the woods. He had a complete underground. I went down a rabbit hole of people that live, homeless people that have like actually crazy setups. And this guy had a fucking whole apartment in a mound at a park. He dug it out and then got wood from a local construction site and built a bunker. He lived there 3.5 years.
Wow.
He had extension cords coming from a gas station. Had a full living, showered in the creek.
Work at the gas station. What's this plug? I don't know, but do not unplug it.
Yeah.
Don't touch
what
it.
if something happens?
Yeah.
Like,
he's in the woods.
Who's looking at the plug?
What
it's like,
fuck?
What's this plug doing here?
Yeah.
No, don't touch it. Don't touch it.
He tapped into their electric line and then buried the line, so they didn't know it was even happening. He probably got electric bills. Like, what are you running when I'm not here?
Yeah.
You know?
Are you running 5 space heaters?
But a hunter saw him. He's like, there was a guy right there. I turned my back and now he's gone. So we went over to the hill and found the.
Wow,
it was crazy.
That is nuts, man. What else you got on your list there?
You remember the year 19? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
1997. What was happening for you in 1997?
I was in first grade.
I was
in first grade.
Fourth
9.
grade? Was that in 5th grade?
Yeah.
Anyways, remember the Heaven's Gate cult?
Oh, yes.
The Nike shoes, the matching outfits, all that
The
stuff.
jumpsuits, right?
Yeah.
They were wearing jumpsuits. So what was the deal with that?
Yeah, so basically there's the leader, what's this guy's name? Marshall Applewhite. He essentially told all of these people, 39 people were the ones who unalived themselves during this escapade. And basically what they did was they mixed, phenobarbital
Phenobarbital.
Phenobarbital. Thank you. I thought it was barbital.
Phenobarbital.
No, I knew.
Phenyldarbanol. Narjnugner.
Parno Dupadoc.
Anyways, they mixed this drug with applesauce and then did vodka chasers with it. And essentially what the guy Applewhite said was that if you did this, your humanly vessels would be shedded and your soul would align with this Halley-Bopp comet and you would just live among the stars forever.
What?
Those religious assholes.
How many people?
39.
39 people went with that.
Yeah. But it did spawn a couple things in pop culture. Like
Very similar to Jonestown.
Yeah. Drinking
Very
Kool-Aid.
similar.
Yeah, drink the Kool-Aid.
Jim
die.
Jones, man.
Yeah. But there's a lot of pop culture and cinema that takes it, and there's a funny
This is a very old Family Guy clip. I think actually this is so old that Family Guy is that Meg is still Lacey Severe in this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
Ooh, our leader is here to take us on our journey.
My children, rejoice. The hour of transformation is close at hand. Who are you?
This is Meg, a wise one. Can she come with us?
Perhaps. Do you have a mind that seeks enlightenment and a heart that seeks purity?
Well, not really.
Okay. Are you a confused adolescent desperately seeking acceptance from an undifferentiated ego mass that demands
Everyone?
Wow, that sort of
It is
sounds
Lisa
more
Chabert.
like me.
Yeah.
Great. Well, then all you need is a dark blue jogging suit. Let's see what we have in stock. What are you, about a 9?
No, a 6.
Anyways, so yeah,
So you see her
Dispense
making the
refreshments.
special punch,
yeah.
and Peter walks in, stops her.
Meg, there you
But
are.
yeah, so this definitely spawned and a lot of the tropes that you see in media these days. I feel like a boomer.
Wait, where's this
in
one
media?
here at the end?
Fancy TV.
Fancy TV. I don't need a clicker anymore. I just use
Look,
my
look,
mind.
look.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Meg. I guess it's another bunch of people who'd rather fake their own death than go to a party with you.
They all fall to the ground.
But yeah, that was definitely.
Yeah, that was a weird one, man. That was a weird one for a bunch of reasons, not just murders. This was like brainwashing, the whole 9. That's weird,
I
man.
wonder what it did for Nike stock.
At the time,
they all wore
at the
matching
time,
Nikes.
yeah,
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
just do it, man. Applesauce, just do it. Applegate, applesauce. Who cares? Just do it.
Yeah.
Was it 1997? Also in that year was the Versace murder.
Yes.
Gianni Versace.
That's interesting. So was that just envy?
Andrew Cunanan. Just boom.
Yeah, was it? Did he know him?
Yeah, he would kill famous rich people that were closeted gay and
Yeah.
Oh, so it had something to do with that too. We think.
yeah.
Yeah.
Closeted
Because the people-
gay or just gay?
No, because it was
Own it.
Yeah.
You're not owning it. Boom.
Yeah. Jesus.
yeah.
Be honest.
Just do it.
I've seen what you do.
Yeah.
That must be what it is.
what you do.
I've seen what you do, and you're not doing anything
And
about it.
not necessarily a murder, but in the 90s was also Lorena Bobbitt.
Yes.
That was
Cut off her
Murder or something.
Yeah, she cut his dick off because she found out he was cheating.
Yeah.
God.
Can you conceptualize that pain?
That pain?
Or that life?
Oh, I thought you. Can you imagine that pain?
I did. Yeah, I said that first, but then I was like, then after that would probably be even worse. Would be the life of adjusting to that.
The worst one that I still can't watch, and if it's like a compilation video and they're talking about 90s murders and all this stuff, the one I can't get through is the Susan Smith kids. I can't listen to that.
Is that the one where she put him in the car and drove?
No, she drowned them in the bathtub and claimed that they were kidnapped, and they found all the dead kids. There was 4
Oh
kids.
God.
What was the name of the lady that drove the van into the car?
She put the kids in the car and just it was
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
Susan
that was
Smith. It
fucked
was-
up, man.
yeah. Then
That's fucked
there was
up.
Casey Anthony when we were growing up too.
Dude, Lacey Peterson was big in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Remember, it was 2008 maybe?
Yeah.
Scott Peterson, she was pregnant with her baby. They said it was going to be named Connor. It was a boy. and he took her in a boat. Let's say they were going to go on a boat ride at night, which you got to be dumb. Like if your husband's pissed and like you think he's going to kill you, like Scott Peterson, his name was. He took Lacey Peterson out there and like drowned her and tied her body to like cinder blocks, like threw in the lake. Not 100% sure. People probably call us out.
It's really weird having a kid now. Like I have a really hard time listening to that. Like in general, that's a horrible thing. Yeah. Anything with kids, that's a horrible thing. But now that I have a kid, it's like oh my god, like I'm uncomfortable listening to that.
I get uncomfortable.
That's the line for me. I just found my new line. Like I'm not happy about
anything with kids. There's like certain lines, like with sexual things, I can't listen to. I just choose not to. I just don't need to do that. What I mentioned to you guys, I said I found a new YouTube channel that I like to watch. It is only the YouTube channel is strictly missing persons cases involving vehicles driving in bodies of water.
Yeah. Huh. This just reminded me of what I was talking about.
Oh, I just don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do.
Yeah, I understand. That'd be tough.
No, Quagmire. No, you do not understand. Until you have a child, you do not understand.
That's true.
Okay. And he's talking about, what about if Dylan fell off into a river? Oh my god! I don't want to think about it. No, oh my god. What if he choked on something? Oh my god!
These guys will go to towns that have unsolved missing persons cases, and when there's a drought, they'll go to a body of water.
Those divers guys?
Oh, yes.
That would be a good television show. Why isn't that on TV? I guess it doesn't need to be because they make enough on YouTube.
Exactly. That was probably, I'll say this, that was probably the page, I discovered them very early on in the game. That was probably the fastest million subscriber YouTube channel I've ever discovered.
Well, it also like has that emotional aspect. They get to put these people at rest.
Yeah, man.
You
get to put these cases to bed.
And
I mean, the cars, they're extracting these cars out from under the water. Everybody wonders what's down in the water, right?
There's a guy.
There's something down there. There's always something down there. There's something hidden down there. Drop a phone, drop this, drop that, whatever. And there's something. And this guy actually goes down there, finds shit, brings it up. Yep, that's the license plate. Like, it's crazy.
It's a lot of times, it's scary to say, but it's a lot of bodies of water where they like get drinking water and where there's like kids playing and it's just, these cars are they a lot of times they toss around the term hidden in plain sight. There was one they'll go over a body of water that's low, or they'll like drain a wet reservoir and fly over it with a helicopter or something, be like, yep, right there, and they'll pull a car out, identify the license plate, and then look inside, and it's usually just bones and like
like like clothing of some kind, and that's it. Right?
There was
but imagine like swimming and just like
there it is.
There's a skeleton.
There's particles of human.
All dude, if I was swimming and saw a car and I looked in it and there was just a skeleton just sitting there, would be.
That makes just as much sense.
They say if you gasp underwater is a very easy way to drown. If you go like that, just inhale water, you're like, oh fuck, like I have nothing left.
Fuck, that's a scary thing too, is drowning.
But no, it's fascinating.
No shit, Tyler. That's a scary thing too. Drowning.
Next up on Full Size Podcast, being fully engulfed in fire. Is it scary? We'll talk to you at 10.
I will fully engulf myself in flames.
Find out at 11.
But yeah, that's some of the notable crimes. I don't think anything else comes to mind. I mean, we kind of hit on the big ones.
There's some others, I'm sure, but I mean, as far as time-wise, I think those are the ones that we wanted to touch on.
Yeah.
For murders, for sure.
For murders.
Maybe we'll dive into other crimes like Enron or something like that later.
Yeah, like
Madoff.
crazy conspiracies, corruption.
Yeah.
Phil's favorite topic.
Dude, I have 2 Bernie Madoff business cards.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Well, stay fucking tuned.
Yeah. Time for a new segment on the show we call
Oodles of Noozles.
Oodles of Noozles. So we got what's the premise of this here segment, Kyle?
So the premise here is to show you that not all news articles are dark and sad and death and scary and Trump and everything like that. There's a lot of other good news stories. A lot of other good news. I used to look at all the news. There is a website called UPI.com that has a segment called Odd News, and they have the recap of the 2024 oddest 911 calls. So I figured we're talking about death and murders and everything. Why not talk about the odd 911 calls?
All right, up first,
number 10, the most unusual non-emergency call that came through 911. That's a funny detail, non-emergency call.
Okay.
Number 10.
Recreation of it.
What? Slow down.
A old elderly person called 911 to advise them that they did not recognize someone's photo on their social media list.
Are you kidding me?
That's a very
I don't know who this is.
Of the age
They're on my page. How do I get them off my face page?
Number 9.
Wow.
Was a young child who called to say that their parents were forcing them to clean their room when they didn't want to.
I love that.
That's great.
That's a great
pretty
one.
funny.
My mama and daddy are making me clean my room.
And I don't want to. I'm trying to play Fortnite.
I'm playing Fortnite.
Number
I'm
9.
telling on you to the police.
Number 8.
Wow, kid. What a dick.
Number 8, caller called 911 non-emergency to report a fox was, quote, wandering the neighborhood and scaring local cats.
Wait a minute. Back to the kid for a second. How the fuck did he call 911? It's not like there's house phones.
Dude, we just talked about that. We're watching Teen Mom.
What, did he grab the mom's cell phone?
Who's watching the kid? They showed this thing on Teen Mom where it actually like bolts the toilet shut and it like snaps the cabinets shut. It's like all these things. It's like you could eliminate all that if you just watch your kid.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done.
I imagine.
You have to
wouldn't
schedule.
understand.
You have to schedule your shits, Kyle.
All right. I wouldn't understand until you have a kid.
Until you have a child. No. Until you have a child. No, we were like scheduling our showers, bath,
I'm sure.
bathroom.
I'm sure.
Everything. It's hard. It's hard, and they're fast.
Yeah.
Kids are fast.
Yeah,
We're
they
gonna
are.
have to do
the
that.
same thing, like not equating a kid with a turtle, but like sometimes when you see a turtle like speed off, it's like, whoa, they didn't move.
Our cousin,
they just don't. They just don't.
Yeah.
Our
They choose
cousin
not
had a
to.
turtle that plopped out of its cage and got out the back door and ran away.
I saw a video.
Corinne and Ketty's turtle, remember? It ran away.
Yeah, I just saw a picture of a turtle yesterday on Instagram. Somebody put a tortoise in their bathroom because they had nowhere to put it. It was in transit or something. And it pissed on the floor. And they're really strong. You don't realize it. Knocked the toilet over. The toilet was nowhere near where it used to be.
Wow.
And it's just there, just...
Oh my God, it's so funny.
A big piss puddle under it.
That's a poor thing.
Toilet turning tortoise.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Number 7 called because there had been a swarm of bees inside their home.
Not the bees.
I mean, if they're allergic, maybe.
Maybe. Number
Maybe
6,
worth it.
a elderly person called. I love how they include the elderly part because this wouldn't hit as hard. Number 6, an elderly caller called to ask police help to unlock their iPhone.
Nice.
Wait, you're calling me, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
It is unlocked.
Yeah. Exactly. Like
This one's great. Number 5, a caller called after an altercation that resulted in someone throwing their ice cream cone on the ground.
that's war.
That's somebody threw the ice cream cone on the ground, so they called the cops on them.
Declaration.
Number 4, this
Honestly-
is quoted. A caller involved an individual from the 911 non-emergency line to report that their cat was being, quote, mean, and asked for a police officer to come help with the situation. A mean cat. Put him up. Number 3, a person called with a malfunctioning washing machine.
It made my clothes dirtier.
And number 2, caller requested to help with a math problem as they didn't want to fail the test in the morning.
That's great.
Number 1 on the list.
Do you know what the sand is?
Yeah. What's this thing?
Number 1 on the list came from a resident who reported that someone had apparently stolen their tambourine during a birthday party.
Yay, tambourine. Give us one. Now we need the actual news article that we can break down.
All right, let's see here. I'm going to give you guys some options. How's that?
That's my favorite.
That's the intro for this now. That's what it is. I like it.
Snowstorm helps red pandas escape from zoo enclosure in Switzerland.
Okay.
Belgian Food Safety Authority announces do not eat Christmas trees. Do not eat Christmas trees. Wrong turn strands car on ski slope at Colorado resort.
Whoa.
Christmas gift from 1978 found behind the wall of an Indianapolis home.
I saw that. That was cool.
Let's see. Italian mayor's proclamation that makes it illegal to get sick.
Achoo. No.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Do the wrong way ski slope thing.
Yeah.
That was like a what? How?
This car
It's
is
actually
fucked.
the anniversary of Jeremy Renner's snow accident.
Oh, yeah.
Last month.
Oh, yeah.
January 8th, police in Colorado responded to a ski resort to remove an unusual hazard from the slope. A car. The Summit County Sheriff's Office posted social media photos showing the car was parked in the middle of the School Marm ski run at Keystone Resort. The sheriff's office said it was not our everyday illegal parking call for sure. Deputies found a note stuck to the car's window explaining that the driver took a wrong turn following a GPS route and ended up stuck on the middle of a slope in the middle of a ski resort. How the car made it there without four-wheel drive is a mystery to all of us. A tow truck was unable to remove the car from the slope. However, they had to wait for the snow to melt to a reasonable amount to back the vehicle out.
Wow.
How stupid. 1978 Christmas gift. You want to hear about that?
Sorry.
Christmas came 46 years late for an Illinois man who was performing renovations in his childhood home.
See, that's cool.
It is cool.
Because it's his present.
Yeah.
He found a present that
his.
Yeah, of course. It fell
Like
behind the wall.
It was for him. It was meant for him.
And he
finally got it.
He renovated the bathroom of his parents' house and found something in the wall. We took out a medicine cabinet and drywall, and I thought I better just look down there to make sure nothing's there. And there it was. A Christmas gift wrapped that had been intended for him to open on Christmas 1978. He said his parents used to hide gifts in the attic, and this one fell through the crawl space down into the wall.
Is this not Vacation?
Yeah, Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. I just rewatched it because you guys chastised me.
Do we remember? He finds an old gift, but does
it's
he
for
open
his mom. He gives it was written to his mom.
Oh, it was to his mom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
And he never gave it to her.
Yeah.
Yep.
King unwrapped the gift in front of his actual parents that were still living to reveal a vintage pass to the dating game. A now vintage Matchbox toy airplane set that is now worth thousands of dollars.
That's cool.
No way, man.
And his mother and father had no memory of buying because they were old with Alzheimer's.
No,
I'm just kidding. They said the parents didn't have a recollection.
The dad started eating it immediately.
That's
One
crazy.
more.
He's like, I kept it with me my entire life that I've been screwed out of a gift for 46 years.
He was resentful.
I've been screwed out of this. I could have had this as a kid. Fuck these parents.
God,
That's pretty funny.
Fuck you guys.
Let's see what else we
$1,000
got.
gift though in the future.
For sure. Designer creates world's largest sandal in Nigeria.
I saw you sent me the picture of that. That was huge. Wait, was that out of sand or just?
I don't know.
No, it's a sandal.
Sandal. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A British Nigerian fashion designer took aim at Guinness World Record by creating a massive sandal measuring 10 feet long and 4.2 inches wide.
Really big.
I think they mean feet. If it was 10 foot long and only this wide,
Yeah.
that's not a real
It's
sandal.
like that building in New York, the Flatiron. It's really
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Flatiron building. Yeah. That measured, I read it wrong.
okay.
The sandal was 10 feet, 4.2 inches wide.
Oh.
And 26.8 inches long.
Oh.
Spent 72 hours.
26 feet long?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
huge.
you said inches first time.
Finished the shoe in Lagos on January 4th.
This is so stupid. This is a great waste of your time.
What? Building a shoe like
making
that?
a big shoe.
Or reading
Yeah.
about a shoe.
Reading about someone making a big shoe.
It depends on is it for a brand partnership?
I think we're getting there, but she
It
said
was
the
ugly
record.
looking too. I
It
think.
was.
It's not good looking.
No.
The record was currently held by a team of artisans from Mexico who created a sandal measuring 10 feet long and 24 feet wide. Okay. There you go. That's your odd news for the week.
I like
Thanks
it.
for listening.
And that's been Full Size Podcast. Another episode in the books for sure. So thank you for listening. Thank you for following, subscribing, all that stuff. Instagram, you can find us now. You can find us on TikTok and
We want to know, what are you nostalgic for? What do you
Okay.
wish would come back? What do you miss from your childhood? What is something you think that we should talk about from years gone by?
yes, I like that. So more good things to come. Full Size Podcast. Thank you for listening and watching, and we'll see you on the next one.